In today's news, Franklyn Penn Jr. honored by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force with Community Spirit Award after a video goes viral. New consumer service billing system at the Water and Sewage Department and Incinerator offline for a couple of months following Monday's fire. Trailers for the Jos Van Dyke Primary School to be ready by Easter break, says Education Minister, and CCEC Advances in secondary school debate. All this and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Live stream cable TV is here with CCT Live. Access over 80 channels that you can watch either at home or when you're on the go. And don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Rewind and watch in your own time. Come to CCT today and ask about our 1-month free trial offer. CCT Live. Bring it home.
Welcome everybody. It's Friday, February 18th, 2022. A fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. I'm Ron Grant, coming to you live and direct from Tortola, Virgin Islands. A happy Friday to one and all. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin our newscast on a very positive note. Franklyn Penn Jr. is now the second recipient of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Community Spirit Award. In December of 2021, videos were circulating of a tourist visiting Road Town Tortola who had an extremely frustrating and difficult time maneuvering through the busy capital due to the inefficient of sidewalks suitable for persons with disabilities, particularly those who are pedestrians. Now, multiple videos sent to our newsroom showed a local athlete, Mr. Franklyn Penn, getting out of his vehicle and assisting a visitor and her husband after seeing their utter frustration with trying to maneuver through the town in their wheelchairs. Now, the video posted by our newsroom garnered some 2.4 million views. Once he got the tourists off the sidewalk, Penn then allowed them to go in front of his vehicle and followed them as they returned on the main road to the Silby Rumney Tortola Pear Park. Now, the inclement weather at that time did not add to the situation at all. However, his intervention allowed the two visitors to safely return to their ship. In an invited comment at that time, Penn said, and I quote, "I had to help. They looked so frustrated and disappointed." Now, Community Officer Constable Mitchell John made the presentation yesterday, February 7th, 2022, at the police headquarters in the presence of the Acting Deputy Commissioner, Ms. Jacqueline Vanderpool, and the Acting Assistant Commissioner, St. Clair Amory. They said in an official comment, "We want to continue to recognize those who exemplify the community spirit that is endemic in the British Virgin Islands and its people. Selfless acts like these, when no one is looking, when persons are going about their daily lives, is what we like to acknowledge and reward," Constable John noted. Now, speaking on the honor he received, Franklyn Penn had this to say.
"I never expected any type of award or recognition for that. Honestly, I didn't even expect the video to have that much of an impact with over 2 million views. I said that because I did it out of love. I didn't know someone was recording. But for me, I personally think that should be a norm. Helping anyone, whether local, tourist, black, or even white. Hopefully, that should be an inspiration to others in the community to stop and give a helping hand and be kind, be very loved. But lastly, I would like to say is, I really appreciate everyone for the kind words and the inspiration that they give me daily with all of the shares and all of the love on Facebook, and I really appreciate it.
That was awardee Mr. Franklyn Penn. Now, viewers, last year, Constable John and his colleague, Constable Emnissa Edwards, presented Community Spirit Award to the Elmore Stout High School student, Swelyn Charles, for assisting a visually impaired resident to cross the highway near the BVI Red Cross. The Water and Sewage Department in the Virgin Islands now has a new customer service and billing system that is aimed at providing customers with a user-friendly bill, which is expected to be served effectively and efficiently. Director of the Water and Sewage Department, Mrs. Perline Scatliff, made the disclosure in a government-commissioned press release on Thursday, February 7th. She said the new system is designed to enable customers to understand the printed bill in a much clearer and user-friendly manner. Customers, she said, will be able to read bills more clearly and understand any outstanding balances on accounts, she stated. And she also explained that customers' current amount, less than 30 days, will reflect usage from January 1st, 2022. Now, viewers, the department further said that customers will also be able to follow the improved invoice, which will include a 6-month history of water consumption beginning again on the 1st of January. Director Scatliff explained that this will enable the department and the community to become more aware of water consumption and conservation. She said, and I quote, "We want to ensure customers understand that we are the exceptional resource, and we will continue to do our part at the department to provide exceptional customer service." Meanwhile, Director of Information Technology, Mrs. Annabelle Skelton Malone, said her department will continue to support the Water and Sewage Department during the transition process. The drive, energy, and consistent participation of the officers at the department made the transition process easy and seamless as they welcomed the new changes, Mrs. Skelton Malone said. Now, viewers, the Water and Sewage Department is advising the public that it is now operating from its new customer service and billing system, and customers may experience a bit longer waiting times as the staff continues to work throughout the pandemic for the residents of this territory, and of course work through any kinks that may arise. The business hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and the cashier hours are 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Congratulations to the BVI Water and Sewage Department as they continue to strive to provide a more efficient service to the general public. Viewers, up next, trailers for Jos Van Dyke Primary to be ready by Easter break, hopes Education Minister. And the Claudia Creaky Educational Center advances in secondary school debate. We have all the details of these stories and so much more. After a word from our sponsors, you're watching 284 News.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now, a Deputy Premier and Minister for Education, and Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, has said that he is hopeful that the 3 promised trailers for the Jos Van Dyke Primary School is ready for students by the upcoming Easter break. Now, the minister made the comments during an interview with 284 News following our coverage on the sister island where a number of residents voiced their concerns. Our Kamal Haynes has the story.
Viewers, I would have just returned from Jos Van Dyke where I spoke to a number of residents and parents alike basically on the issue of Jos Van Dyke Primary School. I'm here now with the minister responsible for education, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, who's here to address some of the concerns that was raised during obviously the long session we had on the sister island. Honorable Minister, firstly, a major concern is the fact that the school is now on the property of Foxy, which is in close proximity to a bar. Parents were raising that as one of the main issues too. They say they don't mind. It has nothing to do with Foxy. It's just a situation where the students have to basically coexist with tourists. And they have to be sharing the same restroom, etc. And that was one of the main concerns that they were raising. So first, you just speak about the situation presently regarding the Jos Van Dyke Primary School and the present situation over there.
Well, thank you, Kamal, for giving me the opportunity to give an update to the people at Jos Van Dyke Primary School. As we know, we've been having some challenges on the Jos Van Dyke Primary School campus, primarily because we have a building which was formerly a library, which had to be converted into a school after the destruction of the Jos Van Dyke Primary School following the 2017 storms. Now, we did a lot of work on that building last year, and that would have been well publicized that we had some mold issues there. We had some electrical issues, some plumbing issues, and we were able to resolve those. But we still having problems with mold there because after the storms, they rebuilt the daycare area there with untreated plywood. And we were advised, well, you're going to continue to have mold problems there as long as you have that structure built with the untreated wood. And as we promised last year, we were going to retrofit trailers to be able to provide alternative accommodation for the teachers and students. I'm happy to report that that contract was signed and the contract has commenced with no limit construction for the retrofitting of 3 trailers. And the contractor assured me that that work should be able to take place in a few weeks. And I'm hopeful that by Easter break that those trailers will be ready to go for the children of Jos Van Dyke. I spoke to the principal about the arrangements at Foxy's because, of course, while that work is taking place, we would prefer for the students not to be on the Jos Van Dyke campus. And that was the area that was selected. The principal it was able to locate that property as a possible use. I haven't gone over to see the arrangements myself, so I'm just relying on what the principal said, and the principal stated that it's gone smoothly thus far. We know it's not perfect, but of course we don't want the teachers and students exposed to any unhealthy conditions or to be on a work site when that type of work is taking place. So that's why we chose to move them so we can get this necessary work done.
The minister also gave an update on the behind-the-scenes progress of the works for the new school, where he revealed that it will be going to tender in the next 2 weeks. He said the promise will be kept despite it may seem as though nothing is being done.
The work is moving forward. I know often the people of Jos Van Dyke sometimes feel as though they've been forgotten, but the work that we've promised is ongoing. Sometimes things are happening in the background. And sometimes you may not hear something for a little while, but it doesn't mean that things are not still happening. Things are moving forward. The school will be built, the trailers will be retrofitted, and the students will have better accommodations to learn in.
Okay. And you just touched on the issue of the trailer. That was another thing raised during the frustration that would have been issued from some of the parents. What they were saying is that the trailers were promised for so long ago that they have not been saying anything since that announcement. Another thing that was raised is where will the trailer be placed? Because even if it's placed at the present location right now is a hazard to the students and to the teachers. Will it be placed in close proximity? Another recommendation for a solution was to have it placed on the new land that was given to the ministry. Have it placed there, clear away the land basically, and set up those new trailers so that when it comes to the development plans for the new property, therefore then is a situation where it will be a continuum and the children will be in a better environment, a better space, especially when the rainfall. But that was one of the main problems in terms of the swamp that's nearby. They say when the rainfall, that swamp becomes somewhat of a hazard for the school because it overflows onto the school, and then children have difficulty advancing on the property of the school because of the flood waters and the contaminated waters, which also flows past a garbage dump site that is near there. So that was another concern raised. Where will these containers be placed upon knowing this information?
Well, thank you for communicating that information to me as it pertains to a hazard, because of course I was trying to understand what type of hazard, but you explained well as it pertains to the flooding. We'll be able to accommodate for that. I'm going to go speak to Public Works Department as well as the contractor and see how we can mitigate against the problem of flooding as it pertains to the trailers. The trailers will go on the Jasper Dyke Primary School campus. It can't go on the walk site where construction is going to be taking place, unfortunately. So they will be placed on the school campus, and we'll see if we can mitigate against the problem of flooding. I understand the problem that's being spoken about by the residents, and it was promised some months ago. In the budget, we were able to secure the funding to be able to do it. We got access to that funding late last month, and we were able to get the contract signed, and work has commenced now. So we understand. Even myself, I get frustrated in terms of how long things take sometimes, but that's just the government process. You can't skip steps or you get in trouble. So we have the contract signed now, and we're looking forward to the students being able to move into that space, most likely by the conclusion of the Easter break.
Well, the minister has responded and says he will be looking into the numerous issues raised by the residents of Jos Van Dyke and will be returning with an update on a way forward in short order. Well, it is now to see what will be done and when these issues will be addressed. Well, we will be keeping you, the viewers, updated on this subject as more comes to light. But until then, I'm Kamal Haynes reporting for 284 News.
Thank you so much, Kamal. Now, viewers, for the full and exclusive interview with the Minister of Education, tune on to our 284 media platforms at 8 p.m. this evening. This morning, students from the Cedar International School and the Claudia Creaky Educational Center went head-to-head at the secondary school debates preliminary round. Emerging victorious was the Claudia Creaky Educational Center, who opposed the moot. Online education is better than face-to-face education within the Caribbean context. Now, the winning team consisted of speakers Garcia Johnson, Leila Rosario, and Angelina Evans, who alleged that face-to-face education is better for Caribbean students. Take a look.
Let us not be fooled. Successful face-to-face instruction does not always translate to successful online instruction. We, the opposition, have clearly proven that online education is not better than face-to-face education within the Caribbean context, because it hampers the socio-emotional development of students and makes learning impersonal. It facilitates academic dishonesty. It has pedagogical flaws, and students' dropout rate is higher when compared to face-to-face learning.
Miss Garcia Johnson was awarded the title for Best Speaker, winning by half a point over her teammate Angelina Evans.
In a face-to-face classroom, the teacher is there to support and guide you every step of the way. You even have support from classmates. This support significantly reduces the stress you may feel if you are studying alone. Esteemed judges, the pressure and stress of doing it all by yourself is by no means a characteristic of a better education. Secondly, online education hampers socio-emotional development and makes learning impersonal. Members of the audience, school is not just a place for learning. It is also a place for social interaction. Archer 2014 revealed that learning is chiefly a human experience which is facilitated through face-to-face education. students are able to physically interact with other individuals, resulting in profound cognitive, relational, and emotional benefits. Additionally, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, reported that students in Latin America and the Caribbean felt extremely isolated and depressed during remote learning since the critical bonding of in-person interaction was absent during the pandemic.
Meanwhile, the proposition team included Cedar students Anaya Reshafalt, Alaya Mohibar, and Martha Kilowski, who affirmed that online education provides more opportunities for Caribbean students as well as a safer learning environment.
Allow me to be abundantly clear. We understand the caveats that come with online learning, such as the need for strong internet and adequate devices. And nor are we suggesting that the use of online education precludes face-to-face education. My colleagues and I are simply highlighting the fact that the MOOC focuses on the opportunities that come with online education in our Caribbean region.
The first point my opponents argued was that students can cheat online. However, online education encourages personal responsibility, as my second speaker stated. Independent technological testing tools are much more effective than standardized face-to-face methods. Mr. Moderator, my opponent stated, quote, "School is a time for social interaction," end quote. And yes, socialization is important, but not as important as safety. Learning online and physical interaction is not mutually exclusive. We can control our physical interactions more safely to suit our own needs, whilst prioritizing and controlling our learning using an online classroom.
Now, viewers, the Claudia Creaky Educational Center joins other winning schools, the St. George's Secondary and the Elmore South High School, as they advance to the semi-final debates on Friday, March 4th, beginning at 10 a.m. Now, around 20 minutes, of course, really seeing the beautiful contributions of students in the debate society. We here at 284 Media to continue to support them and wish them the very best. Sorry, up next, Incinerator offline for a couple of months following Monday's fire. All this and so much more after a word from our sponsors.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Vojingara, Jasper Lake, not forgetting Anigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Viewers, welcome back. Now finally, the incinerator at Parkwood Pond is expected to be out of commission for the next couple months following a recent early morning fire. This was confirmed by the Assistant Manager at the Department of Waste Management, Mr. Anselm Myers, in a recent published government-commissioned media release. Myers said the fire took place after 2 a.m. on Friday, February 14th, following the explosion inside of the incinerator facility where the garbage is stored for incineration. He said, and I quote, "The fire escalated very quickly. Our workers tried to contain the fire but were unable to do so." Myers further stated that based on the initial assessment, there were extensive damages to the electrical system in the building and damage to the equipment. He said, "While we have not done a complete assessment as yet, we are estimating that the incinerator will be offline for a few months to have repairs carried out." Tweet4 News also reached out to Minister for Health, the Honorable Carvin Malone, who also spoke to the recent fire and the extent of the damages. He said the ministry, in collaboration with the Recovery and Development Agency, are working toward several varying solutions.
You would be aware, based on the particular announcements made, that there was a fire at the Parkwood Pond incinerator building. This was occasioned very early in the morning, and we were able to contain the fire, but not before damages were done to the main panel and to the sub-panels and the wiring, electrical wiring. You would also recall that in 2018 that a fire had occurred also within the very same building, and it rendered or disabled the actual incinerator project for it was a 14-month period. Then we came in February of 2019 and met it disabled because of the fire 5 months earlier. We were able to raise the monies, get the panel procured, delivered, installed, and commissioned, but it took too long. So we had a explosion which basically could have been caused by illegal disposal of a propane tank, for instance, because there was an explosion on the floor, the fire came, and the damages mirrored that of 2018. As you're aware, because of the waste disposal issues we have engaged consultancy through the RDA. They are leading the charge on this for us, and they have entered into contract with the Wood International from the UK, who are designing the particular equipment or specifying the equipment required for the tertiary treatment of solid waste. This is being done, and we are in the advanced stages of it. One of the criteria that they had to look at is exactly where you place it, number one, and we have narrowed that down. But more important, the actual byproducts, the tertiary or the effluent, the ash and the other debris coming from this treated waste, where could this be placed in terms of landfill or reclamation areas?
In the meantime, the Department of Waste Management said the accumulated garbage will be trucked to the landfill until the incinerator comes back online. Viewers, that is it for today's news content. Be sure, of course, to follow us on all our social media handles for the latest in news. I wish you a happy Friday. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top up or what?